Welcome to Sunday Morning Quarterback with Jay Stockwell and Bob Frady.
Welcome to Sunday Morning Quarterback. I'm Jay Stockwell.
I'm Bob Frady. And I'm George Stockwell.
Here we go, boys. Maryland week. The Huskers are heading out on a 2-week road trip. What are we, 4-1 now? 4-1. And looking to pick up a couple of road wins here, Bob Frady. What do you think?
A couple of roadies that are always good. Give me a roadie and I'm a happy guy.
So, and Bob's got pickleball, so we got to be quick about this. So
Gotta hurry up. Okay, George, kick us off.
So George, what's your take, little brother?
Well, my take is that Maryland is a very similar team to us. Young quarterback in Malik Washington. He's a freshman. Great defense. They lead the Big Ten in sacks, I believe, if that's correct.
That is correct. 19 sacks.
And they're not bad. They just had a game against Washington, which they fumbled. They were up 20-0, and they lost 24-20. But Washington's no fool. So they're definitely a good team. They're young like us. At least their quarterback is. I'm scared for the O-line, man. That's what I'm really nervous about. Their pass rush is good. Our O-line is not great. So I think that's going to be, it might be similar to Michigan, a battle of the lines. It just depends who's better. But, I mean, they haven't played many good teams. They played Florida Atlantic, NIU, Townsend, Wisconsin, Washington so far. So the best team they've played is Washington. They destroyed all the other teams. So we'll see what happens. I think we've had a better strength of schedule. So that's my take. It's kind of hard to tell if Maryland's legit or not. But it's definitely going to be a battle of the lines. So that's my take. What do you guys got? What do you guys got for me?
Well, I think your point about the offensive line, I'm not sure is 100% true. Holgerson and Raiola went out of their way in commentary this week to and basically point out that a sack is not necessarily just the O-line. Holgerson said, "Hey, I called the wrong play in this one case." So then another case, a guy's out of position. Another case, it's a missed assignment. Another case, Raiola should have ducked under and run. But so I think Raiola is getting better at that. So my hope is through a combination of better O-line play, better play calling, and more experience with Raiola under pressure, that we're going to deal with the pass rush better than we have. So, yeah, I think you could be right about that being a big factor in the game.
I agree with you, but I mean, we let up 8 or 9 sacks for Michigan and 5 sacks against Michigan State. You can't say it's all Holgerson and Raiola. Some of it's the O-line. You know,
there's no question. We're undersized in the trenches. We just are. We got to deal with that at some level on in every way we can. I'm very encouraged about our number one secondary in the country. I'm very encouraged about our number one special teams. Special teams came up big last game. And I think both of those things travel well. So pretty excited to see what happens in College Park.
One other thing I'm really looking forward to, I'm curious as to how the line is, our D-line and our linebackers are going to play. Because I'd say we had a solid week at pressuring Childs. So I don't know. Let's see if we keep it up. Let's see what happens. But Uncle Bob, go ahead.
I would say that Nebraska is slightly underrated and Maryland is slightly overrated. I think that Maryland can't score enough to keep up with Nebraska because Nebraska can score. I mean, they put up 27 points on Michigan and should have had more. They, despite the sacking issue, they can score. Now, do I wish they would run the ball more? Of course I do. Do I wish that seeing a wide open receiver go down the field and then look, but you're not looking the right way, would it happen less? Yeah. But I think that Nebraska will score and Maryland won't. It's an away game. There's always that. Nebraska's
no home field advantage. No home field advantage. Come on.
Nebraska's a 5.5-point favorite, and I think it won't be that close. I don't expect this to be. Listen, I was maybe a little optimistic last week, but my prediction and the actual end result were pretty close. So
it was almost exact, and then they gave up that touchdown.
I know, except for that garbage time touchdown, they've been right on it. But I think that the same thing will happen this week. Maryland doesn't run the ball very well, and that's the biggest threat to Nebraska is a mobile quarterback.
Agreed.
And they don't have one. So, it's I think this is going to be a fairly comfortable victory for the Big Red, unless they just poop in the punch bowl like they did in the second, third quarter last game.
That's the thing that was, I think we talked about it in the post game. That was a tale of 3 games. You had the first quarter, then you had the middle, and then you had the end.
It was the best of games. It was the worst of games. It was the most bipolar game. No offense to anybody with bipolar disease. That's nothing to joke about. But it was a bipolar game. It was crazy. It was manic, and we were depressive in half the game.
But they came back, and that's something they wouldn't have done last year. And now
they would have lost that game last year. And this game is it's still a bit of an unknown. We still don't know who these teams are. But the more we dig in, the less I worry about Nebraska in this game. In fact, I think it'll be a little bit bigger spread than even the most optimistic person thinks. So what are you thinking? What do you think the score is going to be there, George?
Score, I think it's going to be similar to Michigan State. I think it's been because Maryland, they have a decent record, but you're right, they haven't played great teams, and I think that the pass rush, even though it's still daunting, best team they've played is Washington. They haven't played anybody even close to the top 25. So, no, even though I'm a little nervous about the pass rush, I still think it's going to be similar to Michigan State, but I think we're going to let up a little less. They're more pass heavy. Malik Washington's a great quarterback. He's a good quarterback, but he's only
it's good. It's a good freshman quarterback.
Now, only a freshman. So, I think I would say probably 40-25.
Okay. Wow, that's a big number. That's
I think
over.
I think that we can really score. I think, and if Commander J here is correct about what Dana Holgerson is saying, if they get those offensive line, those sack flaws in the pass rush, if they get that flawed out, we could be an elite offense because we have Emmitt Johnson, who we need to give the ball more. And Dylan Raiola can really throw the ball if he has a pocket. So I think we're going to keep scoring high, but it's really up to our defense this game. So,
Commander, what's your call?
I got us at 31-24. I think it's it is a road game, so they are going to have a bit of a home field advantage. I don't think we're gonna have to battle the wind like we did this last game, and I think that was a big part of our 2-quarter lull there. Really was in our favor in the fourth quarter. So, 34-21. I think we get a solid victory.
31-24 or 34-20?
31-24. Which one are you?
No, I'm sorry. I said 31-24 is my official Caleb Henry pick.
Okay.
Yeah. So I said the Terrapins will crawl out of their shell and feature a ferocious pass rush, but Dylan Raiola will be ready with a phalanx of bubble screens and quick slants in between a steady dose of the law firm of Johnson, Nelson, and Ives.
I don't think it's a law firm yet. I think it's a show starring Johnson, featuring or like on Saturday Night Live, the also known as those players, the third string.
Active running backs are
in the paralegals, something like
if they don't hand it off 20 times to Emmitt Johnson in this game.
That our backups are the backups of the guys playing the trees in the back of a play. They don't do it. Come on.
Yeah. It's like they'll have their chance.
Is that the Huskers will prevail a hard-fought win in College Park, improving to 5-1 before visiting the hometown of Sunday morning quarterback Minneapolis.
Okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves here. We're talking about this game.
Yeah.
So I know that's hard for you. Focus. So I think that this game, I love the fact that you both think that Nebraska will score. I agree, but I don't think that Maryland will score. I think that Nebraska will do a little more ball control and not just, go 3 and out for a bunch of plays. So I see it as 31-17, the mighty Huskers of Nebraska. I don't think that Maryland can keep up. And I think that's, one of the things I heard Holgerson say is he got a little greedy trying to hit the end zone on some of those turnovers. It's like when you start 3 drives in Michigan State territory, you come out with no points, you got to put that ball, you got to get on the ground. You got to ground and pound. It's not sexy. It doesn't show you're a genius, but it wins games. And hopefully they'll take a little bit of a lesson and give the ball to Johnson 13 times in the first half rather than 13 times in the game. So 31-17 Nebraska.
I like it. I like it.
All right, we've got some other interesting games around the league here, Bob, and I've got my eye on the clock here. We'll go 5 more minutes.
Going on this.
Let's look at this is going to be a really interesting game. Indiana at Oregon.
Oh, there's a bunch of interesting games.
That's a great team. That's
on the docket this weekend. So let's start with that one.
Yeah, I think Kirk Cignetti is the real deal. And we'll see if he ends up over at Penn State after James Franklin gets fired. But I kind of like Oregon in this game. They're high.
Good the docket.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
In the middle of the pod.
Yeah. Thanks. I know that you think that your podcast is important, but I have a question about the dog.
That's. Well, now I'm getting a call. Oh my God.
What are they talking about?
Well, let me talk about. Look, the Indiana-Oregon game is a great game. Indiana, Kirk Cignetti's a great coach, but give me the Ducks. They've been playing great. They beat Ohio State the last couple times they played them. No, not during the playoffs. No, never mind.
At Oregon, so that's a big advantage. Oregon's 7.5-point favorites. That's a slap in the face to Indiana.
That is. I think I don't know. We'll see. I mean, Indiana steamrolled Illinois. Steamrolled Illinois. So
in a 55.5 over under too.
Yeah, their quarterback is the real deal.
Another interesting game is Michigan and USC. That will be an interesting game. USC is actually favored in that game, and the over is 57. So they're predicting a track meet. It's in LA, which is always tough for the Midwestern teams to travel out to California.
As we saw,
I'm a little surprised at that. But Michigan's ranked 15th. USC is not yet ranked, but USC is the betting favorite at the time. And
then you got UCLA at Michigan State at 11 o'clock. So we got that UCLA, Michigan State at 11, Indiana, Oregon at 2:30. And then where's Nebraska, Maryland? That's
2:30.
2:30 as well. Okay.
No, if UCLA beats Michigan State, that's something we got to be nervous about on the schedule.
Michigan State is coming out as 8.5-point favorites, which is shocking to me. Was last week's win for UCLA just a blip?
Yeah,
or did they actually unleash something? I hope it's a blip because I want us to beat them, but it would be interesting to see after the results of this game. And then in the George Stockwell Bowl, Purdue will be playing Minnesota. And the winner gets George Stockwell as a student at that location.
Give me the Boilermakers, man. I love the Boilermakers.
Nana would be so happy.
You're just kissing up to Nana.
Yes,
kissing up to Nana. I'm not a Gophers fan here, dude. I'm a Boilermakers fan. This is one of my favorite teams, bro. Obviously,
I drink them and I root for them. Yeah, Boilermakers.
I'm not going to school there, so.
Well, actually, this you should hope for a tie because that's where you're going if you don't decide. In Iowa, Wisconsin, who cares?
You'll get to keep. Yeah, let's put it this way: if you go to Minnesota, you get to keep your car. There you go.
Funny.
And then Ohio State and Illinois, which will be an interesting game. Northwestern's a little feistier than normal. They're 3-2. Then they beat William and Mary, I think, but they'll be playing Penn State. Let's see if Penn State can actually beat.
Oh my God! Northwestern beats Penn State. I will. Let's make a bet right now. If Northwestern beats Penn State at the Nebraska-Minnesota game, I'll take all my clothes off and streak the field. I'll do it.
You heard it here first, people.
Heard it here first. I might get arrested. I might never go to college. But
blinders, because you don't want to see that.
This kitty. Well, let's just not describe that.
Yeah, let's just not. What the hell is that, Bob? Whoa, haze them. Yeah, we don't need that. Let's keep it PG here, which is pretty good. All right, I gotta go. Take us out, Stockwell.
All right. Well, let's give Bob a big cheer for pickleball here, George. Ready? Well, let's see a little Wim Hof breathing here.
Go Big Red!
Go
All right.
Till next time, people.